This is just sublime. Everything's sublime. Lovely. Sublime, tasty, cultural. This is the food for the sultans. So right now you can see my stomach's like kind of almost flat, but by the end of the night it may be a bit more, you know, bigger and bigger and bigger. More like that dome over there. It's been a long time. I've been in Pakistan, I've been in Bosnia, but now we're gonna head down the most famous street in all of Istanbul, in all of Turkey, Istiklal, and find out the best treats there. We're gonna have 5 or 6 things for $8 or $10 each. Let's go, Gökhan. Whenever you come to Istanbul, you'll see these big, round skewers of just meat. It's doner, there's beef doner and chicken doner. This is iconic Istanbul. It's iconic Turkish. We're at Istiklal, and our friend over here has just given us the menu, and what we're gonna have is the durum. The tavuk durum, which is just 12 lira, which is about $1.50, right? They're all pretty famous, and it's just, you can see there's just a shop over there, a shop over here, and there's just this massive piece of chicken. There's the beef as well. We've done the beef, not at this store, but at different stores in Besiktas earlier on in the show. So we're not gonna have that today, but we're gonna have one durum for 12 lira, $1.50. Look at all these juices. What I find really delicious are these crispy bits. You can see it over here. Stay out of his way. So I've just paid my $1.50 and given my receipt to this man over here. And I'm waiting for meal number 1 of 6 today. Thank you. Thank you. So he's given us our durum. In many parts of the world, it's Turkish, so this is a doner, but it's also called, if you're in the Arab world, you call this a shawarma. There's nothing inside, right? So they haven't provided any garlic sauce or mayonnaise. I do like those things inside the durum, but this is just plain. But let's go for it. Here's the chicken. This is a very good durum. I wouldn't say it's an immaculate meal, but this is about $1.50. The beef one's about $2.25. And if ever you're in Istanbul, you definitely need to, especially if you come to Taksim Square, which you probably are doing if you are coming to Istanbul. This is definitely something you should have. So it's cheap at $1.50, and it's kind of tasty. So for that, for taste and value, I'm giving this 8 out of 10. But as an experience, it's a must-do. Chicken or beef, but stop here at Istiklal or any of the other places and get yourself a doner wrap. Durum. So item number 1 has been smashed for the night. The next thing we're going to eat is the rarest food in all of Turkey, Burger King. Nah, I'm joking. We're not going to go to Burger King. Let's be serious. Where we are going to go is it's a Turkish franchise, not Burger King, which is really famous all over the world now, Simit Saray, and it literally means Simit Palace. And this is a simit. It's like a bagel, and it's the most famous bread in all of Turkey. You find it throughout the country, and we're not going to get that because I have that often, but we're going to try some of these other treats and see how they go. Right, so I've gotten one of this, which is olives and cheese stuffed inside this simit-like, and then I've gotten the borek. Now that's borek, that's borek. There's all sorts of types of borek in Turkey. The one I've gotten is sigar, which is like, it's the rolled up one, and it's keema, so it's stuffed with mincemeat. This is also borek, but this is stuffed with white cheese. These are also boreks. They're usually stuffed with, I don't know which is which, but one of them is probably stuffed with spinach, and the other one potato, and the other one cheese, and sometimes a mixture of those things. We do have our meal, right? This is just under $1.50, and this is about $1. I've also gotten some ayran, which is drinking yogurt, and I'm gonna head upstairs and have that. We're on this lovely terrace, and most of the restaurants along Istiklal do this. You go downstairs and you order your food, and then you usually come upstairs. Sometimes there isn't in this case, but there's even one on the rooftop, and you get a nice view. We can see the mosque. First up, I'm having the keema borek, sigara borek. It's a lovely snack. Whenever I take road trips through Turkey, I usually like to stop at gas stations or have these big eating centers, and this is like my go-to snack. It kind of reminds me of the snacks I'd have when I was a kid when we take road trips. It's very similar. If you're a person from the subcontinent, it's kind of like a meat pie or samosa. The pastry is like a mixture between crispy and soft, and the filling is just meat and onion and salt and garlic and pepper. Light cumin. Sometimes they add a bit of cumin. I love this. Considering it's just $1, which is, I'm saying just $1, but Simit Sarai, which is this franchise, it's got a markup on its prices, so usually you'll find this for even less, maybe $0.50 or sometimes $0.75. So this is a more expensive version of it because it's this fancy franchise, but it's all over the place now. You find this in New York, in London. Simit Sarai are taking Turkish Simit global. Let's move on to this cheese and olive stuffed Simit. I think that's what it's called. This is just under $1.50. Try to get a bite so I get a bit of cheese and a bit of olives at the same time. I love the olives, really good olives. I love the texture of the bread, the texture of the cheese. These are great snacks. I mean, heavy on carbs. There's a lot of bread eaten in this part of the world. And this is such a lovely drink to have it down with. Both of these, considering the price, I'm gonna give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. But if you are in Turkey, I do think you need to stop at any bakery, it doesn't have to be a Simit Sarai, and try their borek and their simits and the various things they have. It's a unique taste in the sense that it's not overwhelmingly spicy, it's not overwhelmingly fragrant. The bread is it's very doughy. Simit bread, it's kind of dense. It's not a fluffy bread, it's a very dense bread. So it is quite filling. But these olives just give this such a lovely kick. They're tangy and they're sour, and the caramelization on the cheese. Yeah, it's a nice take, a nice modern take on the Turkish Simit. So we've had some doner and we've had some breads. Now we're off to the main food. I love this street. Corn and walnut stands. They're all over Istiklal, they're all over Istanbul, they're all over Turkey. It's just 5 TL, which is like $0.75 for one of these things. But I'm not having any because I've eaten at 2 restaurants and I still have to go to 4 more places. And while this smells lovely and is a very big Turkish tourism thing, I've had enough of this in the last 3 years that I've lived here. This is St. Anthony's Church. You know, it's a Catholic church. It's been on this street for more than 100 years. It was built between 1906 and 1912. So it's been here for like 115 years. Really pretty inside, by the way. So now off to the main courses, and we've come to a locanta. Now this one's actually called Lucanta, right? But I mean, the idea is these restaurants called locanta, but specifically locanta usually means these Turkish restaurants where you get all these dishes. And look at this, they probably have about 25 different hot dishes and about 20 more cold dishes. And you just get a plate, you get a tray, and they fill you up with a bunch of meals. And it's a great concept. So I'm gonna get a bunch of things. Merhaba. Yarım portion, okay, give me a full portion. So I'm getting a full portion of stuffed grape dolma. It looks amazing, it's stuffed grape ribs. So I'm getting some of that. It's like bulgur rice. That's a good one. The salmon looks really good, but I'm not gonna get any of that. I'm gonna get, is this turkey? Turkey? Okay, I'll have one of these, just one. Thank you. And it's very difficult. I'm actually in 2 minds. I want to eat and I want to taste a lot more food, and maybe you want to see me eat a lot more food, but I'm not going to be able to manage it. Like this eggplant, for example. This looks stunning. Look at it. And I love eggplants, but after this, I've got to go to 3 more places. And so this is it. I'm not going to get any more. Let's get some drinks. So you can see there's salads, some watermelon, but I can't actually have any more. So I'm just going to chill out. Let me take some watermelon. I think I'm going to need it at the end of this meal. So all of this, everything in my plates, I'll give you a breakdown of it now, but I think my plate was about $13. And to start off with, I'm gonna have the grapevine dolma, right? This is $3, right? There's 4 of them. I'm not gonna have all 4 because that will be a lot. It's a grapevine, and inside you can see rice and meat. I'm already full, and I haven't even started the main courses yet. This is outstanding. It's very nice. It's really outstanding. There's onion inside of this. The flavor of actual grape leaf comes through a lot. It has, it's difficult to try if you have never tasted a grape leaf. It has like a citrus flavor to it, which I know sounds a bit weird, but it actually does. Very, very good stuffed grape leaf. What I like about these grape leaves, the stuffed ones, is they're really big and chunky. Look at this. There's a lot of stuffing in there. It's a very, very good stuffed grape leaf. I'm not going to score each thing. I'm just going to score this entire plate, which honestly, this could be a meal for 2 people and possibly even 3 people. It's everything I've gotten. And the total price is like $13. You know, some light watermelon. The bulgur pilaf here is $2, or $1.50, sorry. And the chicken is just under $3. So it's a very, very full plate. I'm actually going to use a spoon for this because of all of that sauce. These Turkish, like, I guess you can call this almost like a stew, like a curry of sorts. They're always mildly spiced. A lot of the peppers and the tomato and onion is actually used to flavor the meat. And they use some herbs, usually a bit of thyme and parsley, salt, pepper, and a bit of garlic. And then a bit of cumin and a bit of very mild paprika. And the bulgur pilaf is usually what I like about it, and why I get it sometimes. It is a starch, but it's a slightly less heavy starch compared to white rice or pirinç, which they have as well. And the pilaf, this bulgur pilaf, is a bit dense and chewy. So it's kind of a... me just dropping things out of my mouth. It's a consistency you need to get used to, but once you do, it is different. And I mean, I'm going for this because it's a show about Istanbul. And I mean, usually I'd probably go for the white rice, but this is what's eaten here. In addition to the white rice, but you don't get this in many other places in the world. I like the flavor. It doesn't hit you as like an outrageously amazing flavor. It's just consistent, bankable, good. The chicken's good. You can't get any of that chickeny flavor in it. It's really been cooked down really well. Yeah, just turning out to be a good meal. I'll give a rating once I'm done with these 2 dishes. Let's see. As I've said, I've never had a turkey in Turkey. Nice big quarter leg. That's very, very tender. Look at this. Couldn't really see it because I used my mouth, but look at this. It just falls apart. The skin's quite crispy. I do think it needs a bit more seasoning, so I'm just going to add some salt. I know this had turkey, you're familiar with it. It's quite a dry meat, right? So I probably would prefer lamb or even chicken. But when in Turkey, eat turkey. The idea of this is nice, and maybe it looks good, like kind of visually me eating this like this. I'll be honest with you, I don't like it too much. I think it's a bit dry. I think it needs to have maybe accumulated a bit more juices and sauces as they cooked it. It's dried out quite a bit. Maybe that's because it's lying there for quite a while. I can eat this, but I'm not a tremendous fan of it. I'll be honest with you. It's the same price as the meat I just eaten. This turkey leg is $3, and the rice that comes with it is like $1.50. Moving on to the watermelon, which is just a nice light thing to eat. This is one of the first times on the show I'm not actually eating everything in front of me, because realistically, honestly, you can't really expect me to come to 6 different restaurants in one afternoon and eat all of it. But I'm going to have a bit more because it is good. If you came here, this honestly is enough food for 3 people, quite easily. For $13, including a decent dessert like watermelon, which just kind of calms the whole meal. I didn't like the turkey too much, but I do think, given this is $13, it's right in the middle of Taksim Square. This would be cheaper if it wasn't in Istiklal, right? This is overall, for the whole experience and taste, 8.5 out of 10. So 8.5 out of 10 for the whole meal. But if you ask me what the standout is from all of these dishes, it's this. It's the stuffed grape leaves. And it's just $3. It's a very huge, it's actually a decent portion. So if I have to have one thing here, I'll come for the grape leaves. Fantastic dish. Now, for those of the sweet tooths, we're going right up your alley. Let's leave. So the light's falling a bit. It's really beautiful. It's autumn. You can hear they're playing Bella Ciao's music. 3 down, 3 more to go, so it's starting to build. But I just love how Istiklal starts. It's already alive, it's already busy, but I just love how it starts getting actually a bit more full as the night falls. The lights light up. It's just beautiful and fantastic. So now it's time for Hafiz Mustafa. You can see it's a lovely evening. The lights have come on. These celebration lights, not really Christmas lights. Hakizadeh Hafiz Mustafa, been around since 1864, so that's 147 years. And I have no idea what we're gonna get, because here's all the traditional Turkish stuff. Baklava, lots of baklava, walnut baklava, pistachio baklava, baklava, there's chocolate baklava, And then when you turn over here, there's all the different types of cakes. You know, strawberry and vanilla cake and chocolate cake and banana and cream cake and then there's all of these kind of mousses and puddings and trelech. And then there's, you know, the unsliced cakes. And if you go even further back, over there is all the Turkish delights. It's a busy spot, so I've masked up and we're gonna go upstairs and get a table and order a bunch of things and see how it goes. So it's very hard choosing what there is. Look at this, it's almost like a coffee table book. These pictures are pristine and clear, and the items on the menu look superb. Look at that. It's really hard, and it's probably like 40 pages here, and it just goes on and on and on. But I'll tell you what we've kind of honed in on. We obviously have to do the traditional stuff because we are in Turkey. So we're gonna have some of this. That's pistachio baklava, 4 different types. That's $4.50. Right, we're gonna have kanafa with cheese, which is over here. That's just about $3. And we're gonna try something which isn't actually Turkish, it's Bosnian, but it's very good, which is the caramel trelech, which is again just under $3. And obviously I'm gonna be having all of this. Actually, we're not gonna have the caramel trelech, we're gonna have this trelech, which is like the pistachio milk trelech. And obviously we're gonna have tea to wash that all down. So we're gonna put in our order, and then once more you're gonna see me eat some more. Food's arrived, right? There's 4 different types of baklava over here. They're all filled with pistachio, and they all basically have different thickness of pastries, I guess. I'm gonna start off with this one here, which you can see is, the pastry is so thin, it almost looks like just one big piece of crushed pistachio. Let's go for that. Look at all the oil that comes out of there, all that syrupy stuff as I just crush it. There we go. Lots of pistachio. Lots and lots of pistachio. If you love pistachio nuts, see, it's different consistency. Some are thick, some are thin. It's awesome. There's a lot here. I'm just gonna be tasting all of this because it's too much to actually have. All that sweet stuff just comes out. This is an oddly shaped one. I don't think I've ever had this one before. Wow, very good. This may be my favorite because it's got this nice crispy top. Now, what's probably the most famous type of baklava? It's just the regular pistachio baklava. Look at all that syrup. Oh my God. You know, I had these 3 first, right? As you can see, there's a lot more nuts than pastry there are in all of these. And then you finally get to this, and you get all that layers of buttery pastry. Divine. And nothing better to wash this down than with tea. Good old Turkish tea. More pistachios. I'm having a pistachio orgy, quite frankly. Pistachio milk cake, trelech. This is so nice. So soft and delicious. Wow. Thank you. And as I'm enjoying that, the thing is, these baklava pastries obviously have a crunch to them, you know, because the pastry is hard and it's tough and it has like a crunchy texture, right? And I think I'm having more than I should, but it really is spontaneous. And then you contrast that with this, which also obviously has, it's not as, because this is full of pistachios, so here there's not that much. But then the milkiness and softness and creaminess, it's not that rich. This is quite sweet, this is not that sweet. So brown. Remember, this entire plate's $4.50, that's $3, and this is like $3.10. So if you don't know what this is, it's kanafa, and if you're not yet sure, some of you have probably seen this and some of you haven't, but as I break into that, you're gonna get cheese. The first time I ever had this was probably about 12 or 13 years ago, actually a lot, like 14 or 15 years ago, and I was like, cheese in a dessert, but it's not really like, it's not like a toasted sandwich. It's a sweetish kind of cheese. Perfect for dessert. They brought some like sweet cream, which I'm just gonna add to this. What I love about this dessert is, again, it's not overwhelmingly sweet. And the cheese has a savory kind of element to it, very slight savory element, which just adds to the contrasting flavors. What I love are these crispy bits. I don't like sweet stuff that much, but I'm having a great time. And all of this, including the tea, is like about $12. And if you're gonna come to Turkey, even for like a day, never mind like a week, I think having baklava is obviously one of the things you should do. And this place in Istiklal Jadasi, and it's not just this place, there's a bunch of places, probably like 6 or 7. There's like just 3 Hafiz Mustafas in the street anyway, like including the one on Taksim Square. But it doesn't matter where you go, all of these shops, they're gonna be much over much, but it's fantastic. It's just it's a lovely thing to do. $12, all of these desserts. This is 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, this is, so far it's the highlight of the evening for me, and I didn't expect it to be. I do think where we're gonna go next may just edge it a bit, but this is just sublime. Everything's sublime. Lovely. Sublime, tasty, cultural. This is the food for the Sultan. So it's stop 5 of 6 for the night. We're going to authentic. I've never been here before, but I'm guessing it makes authentic Anadolu Yemekli, which means Central Turkish cuisine. So let's go and have a look. And you see, it's quite authentic. They've got a lady here making gozleme, which is sort of like a stuffed flatbread. We'll try some of that for tonight. And here you choose your stuff. Now you can see there's lamb chops and there's different types of meats. What we're gonna have is I'm just gonna have an Adana and an Urfa kebab because that's keeping it really, truly, authentically Turkish, and we'll have a few of these dips. So let's go find a place. We got a Urfa and Adana. I mean, this is the Adana, that's the Urfa, right? And they also got some lamb chops because why not, right? We've got yogurt and cucumber. We've got it's eggplant mixed with yogurt, and this is a mixture of peppers and tomato and parsley and onion, and it's all smashed down. To make it easy, I'm just gonna put everything in my plate, right? So I'm gonna take one lamb chop. There you go, right? This whole portion is $11. It's about $10.25, right? The Adana kebab, this whole portion is just over $6. It's about $6.25. Urfa kebab's the same. It's about $6.25. Right, and then each of these is just under $3. It's like about $2.50 actually. So there we go. I'm gonna start off with a good old lamb chop. This is divine. It's lightly seasoned. It's just salt and garlic and pepper. Now, I do like to add this along to kind of, it's not what Turks usually do. They do have the salads usually as a side, but it does kind of, it depends. Some Turks do this, some don't. It's just a case of adding a bit more flavor. This is a delicious chop, really. This is the most expensive meal we've had tonight, by at least double the price. I mean, all of this is about $28. Everything else, Hafiz Mustafa, everything was about $12. At the place before that, Lokanta, was $13. So this is the most expensive meal we're having for tonight. Again, it's a meal for 3 people, so $28 for 3 people is not a lot of money. I mean, it's not cheap by Turkish standards. Well, it's not insanely expensive. This is a great, fantastic lamb chop. I love it. I totally love it. This is Urfa kebab. Now, Urfa kebab, have a look here. Right. Look at that. Look inside it. It's just salt, garlic, and pepper. And what you're tasting is the consistency of the meat. It's a mixture of normal meat and fat. Urfa is a town, by the way, in southeastern Turkey. This is a very good Urfa kebab. Turkish kebabs, I mean, you either love them or they grow on you. I think that's the only way to describe them. Some people just love them the first time they have them. The thing is about Turkish kebabs especially if you compare them to kebabs in Iran or kebabs in Pakistan or India or Afghanistan, it's kind of, the flavoring is a bit more mild. But like I'm saying, either you love them from the start or they grow on you. I generally prefer the Adana kebab to the Urfa kebab because it has more spices. They basically chop up some green and red pepper and add paprika and sometimes a little bit of cumin to the Adana kebab in addition to all the other spices. Let's try the Adana. The texture of the Urfa is really good. It has got a slight sort of gamey, meaty taste, which is what's letting it down at the moment. But let's try the Adana. I prefer the Adana kebab. It's lovely. It's actually got quite a bit of heat. More heat than I expected. I mean, look, we wouldn't be doing a street food show on Istiklal if we came to Istiklal and didn't have kebab. Kebab is quintessentially Turkish. In fact, we've done like a few episodes in Istanbul, we've done like 10 or 11. We've never yet shown you Adana and Urfa kebab, which normally would almost make it into the first episode. So it's absolutely essential and a staple. That's what we're doing tonight. We're just giving you the absolute staples. To me, the standout is the lamb chop. It is more expensive. It's a lot more expensive. It's closer to, it's like $10 and the other kebabs are $6. But for $28, all of this, it's a good 8.7 out of 10. Lovely meal. The salads are great. They really are. They're all so good. I'm still going to eat a bit more of this, by the way. Before I head out, I'm really starting to feel the food now, but I'm still having a great night. After this, we've gone for the final stop. So I really have to eat as much as I can now, because after that, it's just one. On our final stop, we're just having a mild snack to end the night, obviously. But it's really fantastic, and I'll see you later. So our nights in Istiklal, or afternoon and nights in Istiklal is almost over. I've eaten 5 out of 6 things. It's a magical street. I mean, it's absolutely magical. It's teeming with people once more. It's lovely that it is teeming with people. I'm not sure if I've eaten at the best places on the street tonight. I've just picked out a few random spots that we've eaten at as we've been here. I don't usually come and eat at Istiklal Caddesi, so I'm not sure what the best food here is. Some of the dishes have been pleasantly surprising. Others have been a bit okay. We're going for our final item of the night, which is a Istiklal burger, which is a wet burger. It's a staple in Istanbul, and I'll tell you more about it when I'm eating it. But yeah, it's just a magical, extraordinary experience. And if you are ever going to come to Istanbul, outside of the Blue Mosque and the Hagia Sophia complex, this is probably the place you need to come. And then the third place is probably somewhere along the Bosphorus. Everything we've eaten so far is about $57, and there's no ways the Istiklal burger is going to be more than $3. So everything we've eaten is going to be less than $60 tonight. And that's just, I've eaten a lot, but easily 2 or 3 people could have joined me tonight, and we'd have been able to eat just as much. So yeah, it's really good value for money as well. Back at Burger King. Now it's the final thing. So when we first came up, it was that place over there where we had the chicken doner, and now we're at Baris Buffet. Look at these. These are called Istiklal burgers, and it's because they're wet burgers. So it's basically a small little bun with a little patty inside, and it's basically soaked in like a tomato buttery kind of thing. So it's literally, they probably go through about 100 of these, and see, at the moment you can't even see the patty. You just see the bread. Just see the bread, and it's literally 7.5 lira, which is like 90 US cents. So it's not even $1. I'm gonna take a bite, and then we're gonna look for the patty. There we go. It's a really tiny patty. Look at that. Not much. Look, you can see inside there's basically, everyone orders about 2 or 3 of these because it's very small. I obviously can't do that. I've eaten the whole night. And I'm very thankful that this thing is the size it is, because I'm really full. It's less than $1. So I'm keeping that in perspective. I think if you're adventurous and you're here in Istiklal or somewhere in Turkey and you come across this and you're kind of hungry, you should try it, definitely. But I don't think this is a go-to meal by any stretch of the imagination. It's not like a must-have, but it's kind of tasty. If you travel to different parts of Istanbul, they've kind of done a gourmet version of this. So at some restaurants, they kind of have like, you know, pulled beef, pulled ribs in a wet burger, and different versions of that. But yeah, that's been our entire afternoon and evening in Istiklal. 6 dishes, more than 6 dishes, 6 entire meals. We have spent less than $60 in total, so we kept it at $10 a meal. Yeah, it's been a lovely night, lovely place. It's taken 2 years, and we finally done an episode on Istiklal. So yeah, enjoy your evening and join us next time.